Now we got the Democrats whining, crying their eyes out like big sissies because Trump's going to nominate a Supreme Court justice, which he has every right to. It's in the Constitution. They're saying that, Barack Obama wanted to do the same thing when he was in there. He wanted to run it through, but the Republicans held the Senate and wouldn't put his nomination through, which they had a right to do that, just the same as the Democrats would have done if they was holding the Senate. But now that Trump wants to do it, they're all against it. And he's got 3 rhinos that's probably going to vote against him too. But hopefully he gets through there. These guys are lunatics. They think everything's has to go their way. It has to be their agenda, not the Republican. These people are evil, sadistic Democrats. They want Trump out. They should be charged with sadistic. They should be charged with trying to get Trump out. All of them. Every one of them Democrats is involved in all that shit that went on.
Barack Obama, Joe Biden performed total 180 on filling Supreme Court vacancy in election year. That's not in the constitutional text. Andrew Harnick, Pool/Getty Images. Chris Enlow. Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden and former President Barack Obama declared Friday the Supreme Court vacancy caused by Ruth Bader Ginsburg's death should not be filled until after the election. Poll: do you agree with President Trump's new executive order that establishes a national commission to promote patriotic education? Their position is a complete reversal of what they said in 2016, when Antonin Scalia's sudden death left a vacancy on the High Court just 9 months before the presidential election. What did Biden say in 2016? In response to Republicans who vowed to not consider Obama's nominee appellate Judge Merrick Garland, Biden said it is acceptable to move forward with Supreme Court hearings even just months before an election. Biden's comments, made in March 2016, came in response to Republicans citing a speech he delivered in 1992 about election year Supreme Court nominations. He said, "They completely ignore the fact at the time I was speaking of the time of the dangers of nominating an extreme candidate without proper Senate consultation. They completely neglected to quote my unequivocal bottom line. So let me set the record straight, as they say. I said, and I quote, if the president consults and cooperates with the Senate or moderates his selection, then nominees may enjoy my support, as did Justice Kennedy and Justice Souter. I made it absolutely clear I would go forward with the confirmation process as chairman, even a few months ahead of a presidential election, if the nominee were chosen with the advice and not merely the consent of the Senate, just as the Constitution requires." But Biden said on Friday, "Let me be clear, the voters should pick a president, and that president should select a successor to Justice Ginsburg." What did Obama say in 2016? Obama stated plainly that the Constitution requires the Senate to consider Supreme Court nominees, declaring that no rule exists stating that such consideration may only happen in non-election years. When there is a vacancy on the Supreme Court, the president is to nominate someone, the Senate is to consider that nomination, and either they disapprove of that nominee or that nominee is elevated to the Supreme Court, Obama said in February 2016, just days after Scalia's death. Historically, this has not been viewed as a question, he continued. There's no unwritten law that says that it can only be done on off years. Texas school under fire after one of its teachers lists Kyle Rittenhouse as a choice for hero for the modern age assignment. Caleb Hull.
About what is supposed to happen.
Caleb J. Hull. Just dug
when
up
there is a
this clip of
vacancy on the
Obama
Supreme Court, the President of the United States is to nominate someone. The Senate is to consider that nomination, and either they disapprove of that nominee or that nominee is elevated to the Supreme Court. Historically, this has not been viewed as a question. There's no unwritten law that says that it can only be done on off years. That's not in the constitutional text. I'm amused when I hear people who claim to be strict interpreters of the Constitution
Well, this dumb
suddenly
motherfucker
reading
don't even
into
believe in the
it a
Constitution.
whole series of provisions that are not there. There is more than enough time for the Senate to consider in a thoughtful way the record of a nominee that I present and to make a decision. We're going to find somebody who is an outstanding legal mind, somebody who cares deeply about our democracy and cares about rule of law.
Somebody don't like the
There's
Constitution.
not going to be any particular position on a particular issue that determines whether or not I nominate them, but I'm going to present somebody who indisputably is qualified for the seat, and any fair-minded person, even somebody who disagreed with my politics, would say would serve with honor and integrity on the court. Now, part of the problem that we have here is we've almost gotten accustomed to how obstructionist the Senate's become when it comes to nominations. So in some ways, this argument is just an extension of
What about
what
you,
we've seen in the
Obama?
Senate generally,
You
and not just
dumbass.
on judicial nominees.
Should we interpret your comments just now that you are likely to choose a moderate nominee? Would you
No.
consider? Okay.
I don't know where you found that. You shouldn't assume anything about the qualifications of the nominee, other than they're going to be well qualified about what is supposed to happen now. When there is a vacancy on the Supreme Court, the President of the United States is to nominate someone. The Senate
Exactly.
is to consider that nomination.
And they didn't consider yours. They
And-
denied.
Either they disapprove of that nominee or that nominee is elevated to the Supreme Court.
They disapproved.
Historically, this has not been viewed as a question.
Just like we
There's no
disapproved of you.
unwritten law that says that it can only be done on off years. That's not in the constitutional text. I'm amused when I hear people who claim to be
I think we already watched this part.
strict interpreters of the Constitution suddenly reading into it a whole series of provisions that are not there. There is more than enough time for the Senate to consider in a thoughtful way the record of a nominee that I present and to make a decision. We're going to find somebody who is an outstanding legal mind.
He ain't gonna find nobody. The only thing he's gonna do, hopefully, is find himself behind bars for attempted coup from President Trump. Dirty ass bastards. Guys, you guys are gonna have to start standing up. Spread the word. Get this shit out there about these evil Democrats. They want everything their way. If the Republican side wants it, it's wrong. If they want it, it's right. You know, and that shit don't go. This is just how dirty the Democrat Party has become. It's not the Democrat Party that your grandparents or even your parents supported. That party's gone, long gone. Nancy Pelosi, Chucky Schumer, and Adam Schiff and Scratchy Nads, they all ruined that party. AOC, Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, they all destroyed the Democrat Party. Democrat Party's going, folks. Please like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you on the flip.